Hello, Gabrielle.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, I love the show. I love all the
Yay.
seasons. I love the characters that you bring. They're so refreshing and hilarious. But I want to talk. We have season three. What I love about the show is that you hire there's people that's hired in front of and behind the camera. And so I wanted to know, how does that carve a new place in the comedic television that we haven't seen before?
You know what I say a lot is that I'm excited to see 5 or 10 years from now the group of women, writers, directors, producers, creators, actors that will be in an interview saying a Black lady sketch show was the inspiration, dot, 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 because we've had our living color, we've had, our comedy gold stars that we look up to, but it all starts from like that planting of a seed, that planting of an idea. And I feel like this show dared to say Black women in front of and behind the camera can do it, and can do it well, and can do it on a level that is so, I don't know, magnificent. Like it's such a magical show, in the sense that when you look at what we create, I think people take for granted what all needs to go into making a sketch comedy show like of this nature. We're not on a sound stage. We can just go and show up and everything is lit perfectly and we can get in and get out in a quick day. We shoot these like individual short films. So we're shooting basically 50 odd sketches a season, and it takes us months to film this. So like we can do like a 3 months of filming, because of the care that goes into it. Because when you look at these sketches, it's rich in color. It's rich. It's so vibrant. Like the detail that goes into the hair, the wardrobe, the makeup, the set design, the color palettes, the lighting. Like it all is intentional. Like it's very intentional. And I feel like even with the editing, we won an Emmy for editing. Black women making history. Well, women of color.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And it's just an amazing thing to know that this show is opening the door for so many creatives to dare themselves to dream and to do. And like it can be done, and it can be done on a level that is exceptional. On a platform like HBO, it's like, hello, going out there and dream, girl. So that's what's so exciting for me.
Now, what I also loved about this season, for example, there was the sketch on the weather report, but it was kind of Black hair focused. I was like, yes, finally. Now, it offers, I feel, for people of colors, particularly Black women, by using the comedy. But my thing is, as a writer, as someone on the show, as an actress, how do you create something that, yes, it speaks to people of color, but it's universal?
That's the magic in the writers. Robin always says it's a very universal experiences, but very specific to us. But
Mm-hmm.
they're relatable, like universally relatable and understandable. So I always tip my hat to the writers for creating the foundation of us being able to do what we need to do, and it's just us coming in and adding those little extra layers to it. But the writers' room is where all the magic starts, and I think that enough can't be said about all writers, not just on our show, but like that's where it all starts, is in that writer's room. So hats off to our writers.
Right. Now, what I love is that you have so many different characters, not just in season three, but just in general from one to three. Do you feel that as an actress that you create sketches kind of to focus on that character, or does the character is something that creates the sketch?
Well, the writers will write the sketch first, and
Mm-hmm.
then there might be like a little blurb, like the character I play in one of the sketches. When I talk like this, it's like, I have this little voice, because the description said it sounds like she's always about to cry. So like it might be like a little blurb, and then from there we create how we interpret that. So I think it's a lot of fun to just let that the writers, and that Robin gives us complete creative license to just take it from the page and then see what you come up with. And it's funny because we'll do these round robins, we do these table reads where we go around and all of us will read each character, and see what we bring to the table, and see like, oh my gosh, that's so fun, how I love how you did that, I would have never thought of that. So yeah, it's fun to just kind of create a voice, create a wardrobe, create a hairstyle, create all of these things that we get to talk with all of those departments, and we collectively create our own characters with the hair, makeup, and wardrobe department.
Was there a character in particular that you didn't think was going to work that actually pulled out wonderfully?
That was one of them. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work if people are going to respond. But also, I'm such a sensitive artist. There's a lot of times where I'm just like, I don't know, it's just, and they're like, ha ha ha, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's working. But I can't think of anything off the top of my head. That was just a good example. But yes, sometimes we try something out. Like, for example, and I don't mean to speak on Robin's experience, but I know like sometimes we'll be in a thing where she wanted to change a voice the day of, because for whatever reason, she just felt like this may feel too similar to something someone else was doing. So we have to be still on the fly, even if there's something that we create in our own time, in our own space, in our own world, and we come to set. Sometimes the set will like lend itself to something, a prop, something else will make you change a little bit of what you already prepared. So what I love is that it's just a nonstop circle of creation. Like creativity is just a nonstop whirlwind of creativity. It's a lot of fun.
The things I was wondering, one of the sketches that was done was about the inspirational quotes, the house of inspirational quotes. Do you feel that Regina will ever get out of the house?
I doubt it. Not based on what we saw in that attic. Good luck to her though. Good luck to her.
So would have been one of your favorite sketches, either from season 1 or now?
You cut out a little bit. What did you say?
One of your favorite sketches that you loved preparing and actually seeing on television, either from season 1 or now, anyone?
One of my favorite characters to play, just because I love physical comedy, is Elisa from the gang orientation sketch and the gang retreats. She's one of the fan favorites. She's a lot of fun to play. Just because, again, I just get to be completely ridiculous, do a lot of physical comedy, and it's a joy to watch those girls in those hairstyles and those pink dickies and like just see what they bring to the table. It's just a lot of fun, and playing with accents, like doing all of that. It's kind of a couple of the elements of all the elements that I like, just kind of over the top accents, physical comedy, all of that. And one of my absolute favorite sketches in the history of sketch comedy is The Last Supper that we did last season with me getting to play Mary. Mary is she's a mess. But that sketch, the writing is so brilliant. The concept of that is so brilliant. When I first read it, I was like, oh my gosh, there was room on the other side of the table. Why did they just eat on one side of the table? So like, not only the writing, the foundation, but then all of the ad-libbing and the improv, that's to hands down one of my absolute favorite sketches ever made.
Right. Now, one of the overall themes is you guys are stuck in the penthouse until you evolve into your higher self. We don't know who or what Gabrielle becomes later, but what would you like Gabrielle to be?
This Gabrielle? You cut out.
Up the actress, the person in the sketch, Gabrielle.
The character. Okay.
The character.
I would like her to evolve into getting over Kevin. She needs to let that go. She needs to move on from Kevin. She might have a drinking problem. I'd like her to evolve into Alcoholics Anonymous. Like her to be honest with herself and just tap into her little issues. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking with me. I loved everything about this season.
Yay! Hope you keep watching.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.